back, everyone. So everyone has at least one health food or supplement lying around their kitchen right now. Maybe it's flax or chia seeds, probiotic or coconut oil. But our next guest says where we keep these foods also matters.
Yeah, it certainly does. Well, here with where we should be storing these superfoods is holistic nutritionist Dionne. Welcome, King.
Hi, Kim. Welcome back.
We always learn so much when you're here, and I have a feeling a lot of what we're going to learn today is going to surprise a lot of us. Why do you think it is that so many people are storing their health foods wrong?
Wrong way. I think it's just simply no one's really ever taught them or taught us to do that. So where some foods, when they go rotten or bad, you know, they smell funky, they have mold on them. So you're like, that's obviously disgusting. I'm not going to taste it. With like things like nuts and seeds and oils, when they go bad, it's not as obvious. So while some of these things can be some of the healthiest things that you're eating, they can also turn into the equivalent of junk food if they're not stored and used properly.
So what happens when oils go bad? Is there a smell? Some sort of rancid thing? What happens?
Yeah, well, when they go bad, we call it going rancid. So it doesn't mean if you eat it, it's going to poison you right away, but basically...
Right away. These things take time.
Yeah, it takes time. If you keep eating them, they will poison you in due time. But that's because when they're exposed to things like light and heat and air, they form free radicals. Now, we've all heard of free radicals, right? We know that they're not good. They cause inflammation. They cause us to age faster. They contribute to a lot of disease processes. So we want to kind of avoid that when possible. Like I said, it's something that happens over time consistently when you're storing and using them the wrong way and you're eating bad fats, essentially.
Okay, so to help us all remember some of these common healthy ingredients and how to store them properly, we're gonna play a game.
Yes.
It's a pop quiz, so all of us and you two audience have paddles, say true or false on them, and you are gonna help us answer some of these questions, right? We're gonna do it first, and then maybe we'll show you, we'll prove to you that we already know our health food storage.
You think?
Okay,
Yes.
ready?
Yes.
Okay, true or false, as long as nuts and seeds are tightly sealed, you can keep them on the countertop.
True.
I'm gonna say
Whoa.
false.
It's a mix. It's a mix. Okay. Well, you would be right. It is false.
Oh.
It's false. And that is because we talked about those light, heat, and air. Obviously, they're going to be exposed to a lot more light and heat when they're not in the cupboard. So it's good that you have them in an airtight container, but you want to go a step further and put them in the fridge. They'll last for a couple of months.
Freezer's good too.
The freezer is actually really good.
Hold up. You
I
said
put
I need
my
to put my
walnuts
nuts
in the
in the
freezer.
fridge?
Put your nuts in the fridge.
Wow.
Yes, it's cool.
I know, I've
It's
never
dark.
done that. I've never done that.
Yeah.
Walnuts are great in the freezer, and then I just like crack them over salads, and it's great.
Totally. And they'll last for about a year in the freezer. So
Okay.
It's a miracle I'm standing here. I have no idea.
All right, so Kim, a lot of people are using flax and chia seeds, as we know, for health benefits. But do we take them in sort of their whole form, or is it better to be ground up? What's the best way to do that?
You're right. They are fantastic, and they have lots of great omega-3s. The thing is that they're in these nice, neat, little safe packages the way that they are. So when you ground them, you're breaking them all up. They're kind of naked, they're delicate, they're sensitive. Now they're being, those delicate oils are being exposed to all of those factors. So they will go rancid quicker. However, they are easy to digest once they're ground. So grounding is good, but what I would suggest to do is get them in their whole seed form like that, bring them home, give them a quick grind in like a coffee grinder or a blender, and then put these smaller sort of ground up seeds in your fridge, and then just use them like for the week or whatever.
Okay, so speaking of seeds, nut and seed butters are everywhere, Kim, these days. So true or false, get ready, ladies and gentlemen, true or false, nut and seed butters should be kept in the fridge. True or false?
True.
Well, you guys all got it, yes. Because now I think we're catching on now, right? Because if nuts and seeds need to be kept in the fridge, it makes sense that nut and seed butters need to be kept in the fridge, right? So they like a cool, dark place. They'll stay good for a couple of months. Now, I hear this complaint a lot is that people are like, oh, they get hard, and you know, the oils separate and all the rest. So what I would suggest is just when you get home from the fridge and it's this temperature and it hasn't been popped yet, open it up, stir it really vigorously. You can even turn it upside down, put it in the fridge, and it'll be a lot easier to handle that way, even when it's in the fridge. Now, and that's saying, I know you guys are used to those kind of peanut butters that will last through the apocalypse.
Yes.
Those ones you put them in the cupboard and they last for a couple of years. Just stay away from those kind of peanut butters. These things are better.
Well,
natural, nuts.
I don't know if you helped us then to answer the next true or false question, because here it is, folks. Dairy butter, true or false? It is better stored in the fridge rather than room temperature. Fridge?
I'm saying true.
Everyone's like, fridge all the way. Just remember the fridge. It's kind of a trick question, because yes, it is better in the fridge, but it is okay out of the fridge for a couple of days. A lot of people I know will leave it out of the fridge for like weeks on end in their hot, muggy kitchens, and it's not magic, it will go bad. The thing with butter is that, as you can see, it's solid at room temperature. That means it's a saturated fat. It's a good organic grass-fed butter, you know. It's a good saturated fat, so it can withstand those elements better, light, heat, and air. It just, you think saturated, you think stronger. You can tell it's stronger because it's solid. Does that make sense?
Okay, just for a couple days. Okay.
Yeah, for a couple of days. Just take out what you need for a couple of days.
Okay.
The rest will stay good in the fridge for 1 to 3 months.
Okay, good to know.
A couple of weeks ago, we were doing a cooking segment on the show, and one of the ingredients was ghee. And most of us on the panel had no idea what ghee was. So for people out there who also don't know what ghee is, what is ghee and how should it be stored?
Ghee is lovely, and it's a clarified butter. So basically, it's butter with the milk solids separated, so the sugars and the proteins. So basically, what you're left with is that same good, saturated, strong fat without the dairy solids. So it actually is even stronger than butter and will withstand all of those elements a little bit more. So you can leave it in your cupboard for up to a year. It'll stay good in the fridge. And it's also really good to cook with those kinds of things. So again, think heat. When you think strong things and heat, they withstand the heat better. So they're strong, they're solid. And
Does coconut oil fall into the same category? Can it stay out as long?
yes, exactly. This is exactly the same. It's a plant-based saturated fat, a good, healthy, it's versatile. You can use it for all sorts of things. It'll stay good for about a year or more in your cupboard. You always want to tightly seal and take, you know, the precautions that you would with any oil. But it's a plant-based saturated fat, and it's strong. So you want to, when you think of any high heat cooking, you think about this little setup that we have right here, the strong fats, saturated fats.
Okay, good. Okay, let's talk specific oils, the delicate ones. Should we do that, or should we do a true or false? Everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay, true or false? Flax, sesame, and walnut oils should replace olive oil for healthier cooking.
I'm gonna say false.
Whoa.
On principle, because olive oil tastes good.
Olive oil does taste good, and well, we're going back to the olive oil is not super delicate. It's monounsaturated. So these ones are super delicate because they're like flax, for example. It's a polyunsaturated fatty acid. That means it's very delicate. It does not withstand those elements very well.
Okay, I need to hear, is it true or false?
What was the question?
Should olive oil replace
Sesame oil should replace olive oil.
Oh, should replace olive oil. No, it's the other way
Here,
around.
I can tell you. I just read it. Okay, flax, sesame, and walnut oil should replace olive oil for healthier cooking.
Not for healthier cooking. False.
False.
Yay! Olive oil stays.
Olive oil stays, but you gotta make sure that with these ones, you just don't cook with them. Use them. They're super healthy, but use them as a cold drizzle over something. Put them in a smoothie or a salad because they're very sensitive.
Very sensitive.
They're very sensitive.
Okay.
Olive oil is super common. Everyone uses it when they cook. So true or false? It's better to buy olive oil in clear bottles so that you can see the color and the quality of the oil.
I'm gonna say false.
Oh, true. Whoa. Okay, this is false. Never forget this.
Why?
See these like displays in the grocery store as like lovely bottles of oil. And remember, one of those oxidating factors is light. So all the light is getting through this clear, pretty little bottle, and it's basically turning your oil bad before you even get it home. We don't want that. So this is what we want. Darker bottles will protect from UV radiation. So you want to get a darker bottle. These are monounsaturated, like I talked about, so they will withstand some of the elements. You can keep it out. You don't have to put it in the fridge. You can put it in the fridge. It's good if you do, but it will turn a little bit hard. So if you want to use it all the time for low heat cooking, not high heat cooking, then you can put it in the cupboard, tightly sealed for about 6 months.
Okay.
Kim, so much knowledge today. Okay, speaking of tightly sealed, a lot of us take vitamins every day, supplements every day. Do they need to be kept in tightly sealed bottles at room temperature? True or false? Everybody get your paddles ready.
True. I say true.
I'm saying true.
I say true.
All right. You got it on the tightly sealed, yes, but false at room temperature, not all of them.
Trick question.
Good question.
Well then.
What?
Okay, tightly sealed, yes.
The trick was that I grouped them all into all. Not all vitamins need to be room temperature. Most do. But things like your fish oils again, right? Obviously. So your fish oils, your evening primrose oil, anything like that you're taking that needs to go in the fridge. Your probiotics, they're a living organism. In order to stay alive, they need to be refrigerated. unless you get a shelf-stable kind, but most people, you're gonna head to the refrigerated section and get those live little organisms in the fridge. Your oils, like fish oil, goes rancid really quickly. So if you're drinking them from a bottle like this, which a lot of people do, you wanna, once it's open, get through it pretty quickly, like within a month or 2 months. Don't leave it sitting around in your fridge. Like, it's not good in your fridge even for like 6 months. Don't do that. It goes rancid really quickly, but it's so healthy. So don't avoid it, just store it properly.
It sounds by the end of this segment that we need an
Bigger
industrial-size fridge and a pantry the size of a garage. If you do not have that kind of real estate, what do you recommend? How do we handle all of these goods?
I know, because some people have like the apartment-sized fridges, and I get it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to buy these kinds of things in smaller quantities. So like this, or even smaller with those oils, because you'll go through them before, hopefully, they get damaged. Okay. You also want to think about all the stuff. I think you got it already. Like little gremlins, right? Yeah, they don't like the light. They keep them out of the light. So if you can't keep them in the fridge, put them in a cupboard. And then finally, don't be that person who leaves the lid off. When you're cooking, put those lids back on. Seal it all up.
Kim, you need a break, because this is awesome. This is awesome. This is great. We're going to be right back after this. Wow.
I just want those.